Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is The Village, a Selesnya deck featuring a little bit of life gain and anti-discard tech. But knowing the matchmaker, we might not get matched against the opponents we'd like to see on the other side of the table. We have a package of men that come down early all the way through turn 4 where we top out, but we have a pair of big men that come down later, though we can get them out early. The aim is to take it to the opponent with turn after turn of men that can press the opponent's life total before they can get their defensive measures deployed to stop our onslaught. Most of our cards are here to deal damage, with only one slot being used for a utility card. We're playing Authority of the Consuls as a measure to make blocking more difficult for the opponent. It's only 1 mana, but it does a lot for us. We gain a life whenever the opponent plays out one of their men and makes all their men enter tapped. They will need to plan ahead very well if they are thinking about blocking up. Ruin-Lurker Bat is a flying life linker that comes down early and gains us life. Plus, if we have a permanent go to the grave during our turn, we get a scry 1 at the end, which could help us in finding cards we'd like to have in hand. Because it has flying, it'll be easy for the bat to get in for damages turn after turn. And the life gain is important because we're playing Essence Channeler, the bat that gets bigger every time we gain life. It doesn't matter if we gain a little or a lot, this guy will get a counter. Plus, when it dies, we can pass its counters off to any one of our other men to continue pressing. Keen-Eyed Curator is a great little 2-drop that can eat cards out of any grave. If we exile 4 different card types with him, he gets a huge boost and turns into a 7/7 beater with trample. His stats are already great for a 2-mana guy at 3/3 for only double green, but he's really here to stop the opponent from abusing their grave. Seraphic Steed is another little 2-mana guy that punches much harder than his size and can add to our board with his ability. When saddled, the steed will generate a 3/3 angel token as long as it attacks. Sure, it has saddle 4, so it's not so easy to ride this horse into the sunset, but we do have men that can come down fairly early to saddle up. Let's ride. Outcaster Trailblazer is 3 mana, but has 4 power and is fully able to ride our steed into the sunset and get us an angel token. And once we start playing out other 4 power men, we'll get to draw a card for everyone that enters play. The plot makes it easier for us to stack up men on a particular turn and reap the rewards of having multiple men enter play that are 4 power. Obstinate Baloth is one of our surprises against discard, although he'll be of great use against mono red as well. We'll get him for free if we're forced to discard him, and when he enters play, we gain 4 life. At 4/4, he isn't easy to take down either, so we can defend or start taking it to the opponent, depending on the situation. Some time ago, someone played out a Sigarda, Font of Blessings, against us, and it was a rather impressive flyer for only 4 mana. Its stats are solid, and it has a long list of abilities, and although we don't get to make the most out of them, we do get plenty of benefit to having Sigarda in the deck. Early on, this could easily be the biggest flyer on board and can run the table. With Sigarda in play, our other men have hexproof, and if the opponent wants to use removal, they'll have to take out Sigarda first. The Wilt-Leaf Liege is another anti-discard creature we've brought in to make it very tough for the opponent. It's a walking boost. By pumping all our men, anything with both colors gets a double boost. For example, our steed will become a 4/4 with only 1 liege in play. Everything else will get a boost to increase our damage output. Damages, bro? Damages. The Overlord of the Mistmoors is our top end that we can play out early and get the benefit of the token flyers going in for damages. In the late game, we can play it out for its full cost if we are still battling, but hopefully we've closed out the game before then. For lands, we have 4 Fabled Passage, the land we can sacrifice to fetch out any basic land from our deck. 2 Restless Prairie, the Selesnya man land. 4 Hushwood Verge, the forest that becomes a dual when we have a forest or plains in play. 7 forest and 7 plains. Playing the deck is rather simple, as it often is the case when a deck is comprised of mostly men. Play out men every turn and send them in for hits. Saddle the steed whenever possible to generate angel tokens and try to get in for hits in the air. Against discard, we have men that will enter play instead of going to the grave, so we've got a very good chance of taking them down for their decision to play an annoying deck type. We have enough life gain that we're very likely to give any mono-red variants a challenge. Turning men sideways turn after turn is the goal, but be strategic about blocking. We're not packing removal, which could be a weakness, but our goal is to get in there fast and early with men that can be powerful together. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is a nippy twister. He likes his pain the way some people like their trucks. Sturdy. We're kicking off with a shuffler special of all things. We do have a pair of early plays, but we'd need a lot of help to make this work, Mull. Just kidding. We're keeping this pile. Thanks to the Verge, we'll have the double green for the Curator and the white for the Channeler. They look to be on mono black, maybe? I would prefer to start with the Channeler, but they likely have removal, so we'll play out the Curator first. And hopefully they aren't Reanimator and take out our anti-reanimation tech right away. They play out a Bat. I'm not sure what they would likely take, so let's see what they finally settle on. They went with the safe choice, the Channeler. Since we're not playing removals, that card is lost to us now, unless we can force them into blocking. A snail? Are they on discard? And haven't hit us with anything that actually forces us to toss cards? Keep your pants on, bro. We'll let go of the Overlord. It's too heavy for us at the moment. We drew into another Channeler. They'll have to suffer this one's presence. Get in there, buddy. They throw down a Terminator, and like I mentioned, we're without removals, so we'll have to work around this guy. And we'll have to do it with only the 2 lands the Shuffler gave us to start the game. Shout out to the Shuffler. I guess we will have to play out the rest of this game on only 2 lands. Did I only put 2 lands in the deck? That has to be it. We'll have to go up to 3 before we start the next game. A painful quandary? That's the wrong card to play out. Do they not know what the Liege does? We draw a Bat, and we'll play it out, and that will trigger their quandary. And instead of losing life, we'll toss a Liege. And instead of going to the grave, it'll enter play. Oopsie poopsie, bro. Should have kept that card in your pants. With the Liege in play, our Bat will rule the air, which will be the primary route for damages since their Terminator is clogging the ground. They must be high AF, because they sent in the Bat like it's the only thing with wings. Our Bat will eat it like a Snickers bar. You're not yourself when you're hungry, bro. Should have had a Snickers. This is our oopsie poopsie, because we should have played the Channeler before sending in the Bat. We missed out, but that's still fine. We've got more than enough damages on board that we can knock them off on our next turn. They take off crying, bro, you have a Terminator, and we have only 2 lands. Geez, bro. This is Pink Snapdragon. She likes swords, feathers, and slap fighting. We get a 3-lander this time, which is 1 land more than we saw all last game. We've got a decent start with this hand, Bat into Channeler, then wait until turn 4 for the power and the glory. Keep your pants on. Oh no, don't you hate it when you toss out one of your cards and you're the one that's supposed to be discard? Oopsie poopsie, bro. With any luck, they might have more discard for us. I like free men. We draw a 4th land, and that'll get us to our power and glory. We'll play out the Channeler, then go in for that 1 point with lifelink, and we'll start growing our Channeler. They snipe the Channeler, but at least we get to keep the counter from it. No, wait, let's play out the manland this turn. That way we can play out Sigarda on our next turn. We've got enough for the Steed, so let's play it out. They sniped the Steed, they saw our line of plays, and didn't want us to get out of control. We've still got our 4 drops coming, so let's hope at least one of those sticks. They're playing removal. Deck. Sigarda gets taken down, so I guess we'll have to lean on our bat for the entire game. The great thing about the bat is we get a scry when we descend on our turn, which the Fabled Passage will do when we use it. Combo Town, boys. Don't be afraid to take advantage of every opportunity. Let's activate our manland and get in there. They're tapped, so there's no risk of their ooze suddenly getting bigger. Damages, bro. Damages. Why, yes. I will keep that channeler, thank you very much. They play out a bat with their hand about depleted. They'll have to lean on that ooze to make a comeback. We'll play out the channeler, then swing in with the bat. We should be able to grow our channeler while they try figure out what to do with their men. They go for a sentinel, and for the moment it's big enough to run the table, but they're behind in the air. Still, we might have a problem if they make their bat big enough to trade with our bat, or they could just snipe it. That's always an option for removal. Deck. Luckily for us, we drew a land. They send their men in, but we don't give a block about that. We're still on 27, so these hits are fine. What will matter will be our top decking skills. They abandon their Smelf. It's a little too late for the monomen anyways. We get a Baloth. It's bigger than their Sentinel, and it's another pump for our channeler. Get in there, big boy. They use their map token but get a land instead of pump. It's about time. Catch up to us on lands, bro. Even more removal. How are we still alive? A curator shows up, let's get him down and we can start eating cards out of the grave. What the heck? They send in their ooze. Oopsie poopsie, bro. Should have kept your pants on. What do I say at the beginning of the video? We'll double block the ooze in case of shenanigans. This will make sure it goes away. In the final hour, they finally try using the ooze's ability. Surprise, bro, our curator does something similar. Oh no, that ooze doesn't grow. Mistakes have been made. We'll eat up some cards to grow our curator. Once he's at 7/7, we can run the table. Let's fire up the man land and get in there. If they take out our land, that's fine, as what we really need are some of these sweet, sweet damages. As I thought, they do block the land, but their precious face takes 8. Ouch, bro! Walk it off! We'll eat their knight now before they get a chance to play the adventure portion. When you get gone, girl, you get gone. There is no coming back. They play out a Vivian, but they've got only 2 mana left. Whatever they get had better be cheap.
Watch out. I'm on the hunt. Never forget who you share this city with.
A land was the best thing they could get, apparently. They forget to send in their vigilance guy and send in only the bat. Oopsie poopsie, bro. That's a blocker that ended up getting tapped. No take backsies. Now that is a draw. Sigarda comes in to save the day. We'll send our trample guy at Vivian, and the Baloth will go to the face. They'll have to decide which is more important if they want to block. Looks like Vivian wasn't all that important anyways. We couldn't let her stay and keep getting them extra cards. They activate their man land. They're prepping for a final defense. Make sure your underpants are sturdy, and clean out the stains. An authority will put the brakes on any incoming men. Everything they have will enter tapped from here on out. All right, if we send in everyone, they have to single block all our men, right? They can't let anything through, but we have a 7/7 trample. And there she blows. GG's indeed. This is Cripple. He's crippled 94/7. Some people have more hours than others. We get a shuffler special, but hopefully the shuffler realizes I added a third land to the deck. We at least have the bat into channeler play. Keep your pants. On. We draw our third land right away. Unfortunately, we don't have white on our first turn, so we'll have to play a land and say, "Your go, my bro." A roots player. I didn't think those still existed. We're playing against a fossil. It's always great getting the channeler down, but we need the bat to go first, so we can send it in on our next turn, and after we've dropped the channeler in. They drop a prowler in. Maybe they're short on lands and need more, but they whiff so badly it's like the shuffler hates them. We'll drop in the channeler, then send in the bat. These hits can barely be called damages, but the channeler will get bigger, and those hits will cause pain. They go to the bank for a cash grab. As long as you got money in there, bro, that will work. But if you're poor boy, then don't expect much. They want to trade blows. I'm not sure that's such a good idea. Some players have no clue how to block. A stick twister, they've handed us a gift. We'll discard a card. A liege, to be exact. Some things should have stayed in their pants. We'll play out the steed, then follow up with the authority. Blocking is lost on them, so we'll take away their ability to block up. Let's send it. Everyone goes in. Open up, bro. We've brought cheese. Yes, taking all the damages is the right thing to do. They kick off their grave thing with a rust stain, but them getting men is only helping us out. Our channeler is getting swole. The beefy is strong with this one. Oh, they can't handle it. Get out of town, Charlie Brown. GG's. This is Equinox. Born in March 1990. It smells like bacon up in here. We get a shuffler, special with a lot of early plays. It's bats and authority fighting for turn 1, then a steed somewhere down the line. The Baloth is insurance against discard. Keep your hopes up. It's a fellow bat player. Someone knows a good card when they see it. We'll drop the authority first. If they are more of white weenie deck, we'll be glad to have some extra life. Shouldn't that have been named Gather the Players? Magic, the Gather the Players. That's a sign there will be men on their side. We'll go double bat. We'll battle in the air. We'll play out our steed, then swing in with our bats. If they go for a trade, we're the ones that get to scry. They'll miss out on it entirely. That was a bad block. Should have kept it in their pants. We'll send the land on down, but up next is a Baloth. That's firepower on the ground, and we'll take it. More life gain, guys. You can't win a game by doing nothing but gaining life. We'll go grab another green, and we'll monster it up in here. The monsters from the village have arrived. Let's saddle up and get in there. Let's not send in the bats. Those guys are staying home. We have a liege on top. That's huge. It'll pump our men, and we'll have a 4/4 steed. spitting out big angels. It's GG's, unless they have a sweeper or some miracle hiding in their pants. They kept a life gain hand, but it's turned out to be awful, especially against the monsters from the village. Split up, naming all tapped men. Come on, I know you can do it. I think we gain more life than the life gain deck. Yeah, get out of town, bro. That was GG's with some cheese. This is Mr. Luck Duck. He's got on his lucky pants tonight. We get a 4-lander to start this one off with, and we have our combo of Bat and Channeler. Nothing wrong with this. Keep your pants on. Let's turn the lights out on them. They've got some thinking to do. They play out a Rot Priest. They're going to try to poison it up in here, but we've got nothing to target their priest with, so they'll have to do all the hard work themselves. Good luck, bro. The Bat and Channeler army has shown up this game. Let's play them out and get in there. They kept a 2-lander and it's not working out. They're more of a combo deck, so they tried to get a better hand at the start. Sometimes it doesn't go your way, Luck Duck. We'll go fetch out a land, then start dropping our village monsters. This deck is almost all men, bro. You're getting a heavy dose of men turn after turn. Put on some sturdy pants. A horrid vigor saves their Rot Priest, but they still take damages. They'll need more of those to make it through the pain we've got coming. This is just too much for them at this point. They might have stood a chance with a better hand. It's GG's, no cheese needed. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.